Welcome back to another message crawler update. In this version, I want to talk about how different document components are stored inside message crawler. So let me share my screen and we can take a look at that. All right, in the previous video, we loaded some data, and if we scroll to the right where we find our name fields, one thing about names is they aren't just stored as long text fields, which is what most systems use. Names are stored as individual names in another table. So we can go into this document component section here, and we'll see that documents are actually made up from different components. The most obvious one you would think is like files, right? Because document can have native file, metadata file, attachments, whatever. Well, the file is that native file. So we have a path and specifies which document it belongs to and so on. And then we're doing the same thing with like reactions if we had any, they're stored in a separate table. But the one I want to focus on is document contacts. So if we go here, you see that we have names stored in a separate table. And this document contacts table is actually a link to the documents table. Like I said, documents table does not actually store names like we used to see it in the long text. It's a decision that I made. I want to try this. And if this were to fail for some reason, it's actually pretty easy to just go back to long text fields. But I think this will give us lots and lots of cool options. So what can we do? Why are we doing this? So when you load data, your names get stored into this table, and then they also get parsed into name, phone number, email, which gives us different components of a name. Normally, only string representation is used. So this is the actual name. This is how it was stored in the original file. And if we were to export, this is the field that's going to be used. So why are we doing all this stuff on the right? Well, what we can do is we can control how string representation is created. So for example, we could say, let's pick, I don't know, maybe we'll just pick a few records here, and we can go to name normalization tools. And let's say we only want to display a name and not the phone number. Don't know. So we can just do this, and we could say merge names. So this will copy the names from here to here. Or we can come up with different combinations of how we can, let's find another one, different combinations, how we can combine names and phone numbers and so on, and create our own version of a string identifier. So let's grab, okay, so here is a good one. So we have email, phone, and a name. Again, I don't know if this is the actual phone, but actually I think it is. So let's go here, and let's say we just want name and phone. And if we do merge and refresh, so you see how the string representation had changed. Or we can do phone dash email, right? We can do merge, and what we're able to do here is kind of take the string name normalization that we had in version 6 and take it to a next level. We can build our own version of how we want to present that name. I know some people will say, well, you modifying something. I mean, you always do. This is how names are stored in the file, right? So you can modify them, you don't have to, there's always like joining and splitting happening. But the things we can do now is, let's say if you have a privacy issue and maybe you don't want to provide the phone number to somebody, well, you can take it out, or you can replace a phone number with like asterisks, for example, or you can do some kind of a privacy, removal thing, right? Maybe you just want to leave only a name and not give a phone number or an email because you don't want personally identifiable information to be shared at all. So then you have a choice of just using a name. And I kind of say it a number of times is I don't know what is right or wrong to do. I'm just trying to give you guys tools to do whatever you think is appropriate with your data. So what we're able to do is take the name as it's presented when we load it, split it into individual components, and then you have a choice how to join it back together. Other things we have here is, well, split is actually, we'll just take it from here and put it into those fields. Merge duplicates, we'll talk about that later. We got some search and replace going on here. And the other thing I need to show you is we have this original string representation. So anytime you mess with anything, once you make a change, a backup is being made to original string representation, so you know how it was during loading. And at any point in time, you can say, okay, I messed up, I did something bad. Let's restore it. And now we're back to how we were before. And if we say we want to redo our splitting or something like that, we can always do that. But I guess the point of this overall demo is that the documents are made up of different components, such as reactions, files, and contacts that are linked to the document table. And when you look at contacts, you have a way of modifying it to suit your need. And as soon as you modify them here, there's nothing else you need to do. They'll be automatically updated here. So, because it's a linked table. So this list is the actual list of contacts that is used by documents table, which I think is very, very cool. I hope I will not find any downsides to it, but we'll find out as we go. So that's how document components work in version 7. Thank you for checking out this update. I will see you on another one.